Hello, welcome to episode 4 of the Lion's Couch podcast. I was joined this time by Watermelon58, and he didn't have a camera, so there wasn't exactly a face-to-face conversation this time, but he decided to bless us with his miraculous digging skills. All right, I'll stop rambling. Here's the episode. All right, this is Mr. Melon.
Yeah, that's me. You can call me Melon or Wes, whichever you prefer. Wes or Melon, like Wesley or Melon.
Oh,
whichever
Wesley.
you prefer.
Okay.
Yeah, whichever you prefer.
So where are you from, Wesley?
I'm from South Africa, actually.
South
Sunny
Africa.
South Africa.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, quite far away, worlds away.
So, are you still living there now?
Yeah, I live here still.
Wow.
I'm a private business owner, so it would be very difficult for me to immigrate because my livelihood depends on living here, basically.
Yeah. Well, have you lived there you lived there your whole life?
Yeah. I was born and raised here.
Oh, that's really cool. What are some of your other hobbies besides Minecraft?
I'm a rock climber. I used to coach rock climbing as my job for a while. I used to coach some of the kids that are going to the Olympics, and now I'm a horticulturist. But yeah, other hobbies is like gaming in general and a bit of rock climbing.
Rock climbing.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
it's a very technical sport, so it kind of makes sense that someone who would be like interested in something like technical Minecraft would be interested in something like rock climbing.
Yeah.
Both very much like mental sports,
So,
or mental activities.
did you coach the rock climbing, like was it like a speed, like how fast they could climb the rocks, or just
So like the thing is, right, they introduced this Olympic format whereby the events were split into three because they were only allocated one event for the rock climbing Olympics like format. So the people who were speed climbers, the people who were technical climbers, and the people that were boulderers, which is a sub-discipline, were kind of all forced into the same group, at least for the Olympics. So what that entailed was that someone who had never done speed in their life now had to compete in like a tri-discipline. So all the climbers that I coached were typically like your technical climbers, but as they introduced that format, we had to teach them how to do speed as well.
oh wow. So they had to know how to climb really well, but also do it under a certain amount of time.
Yeah, exactly. So like
Wow.
speed climbing is like a fixed setup. So
Yeah.
wherever you go in the world, the same setup should exist. The same spacing, the same height, the same inclination.
Wow.
And with like technical climbing, it's completely random. It depends on what the route setters set. So it's like two very different disciplines. It's like long distance runners versus sprinters, but now there's only one running event, so they have to make three disciplines,
Oh wow.
which is it's a bit weird. It's not really nice, to be honest.
That's really cool. So you got some serious hand strength.
Yeah, I mean the light frame, strong hands goes pretty well.
Yeah. What kind of music are you into?
I kind of listen to everything, but at the moment I've been on like a '80s like music, a lot more of the pop from the '80s.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it actually started on Melon. Like, I think that nerd started playing some of the '80s stuff, and I was always enjoyed it. And then like I was on a like mission after that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so now I got like all these '80s playlists and whatnot.
That's
I mean,
funny.
it's before my time, so I don't know
Yeah.
why I'm so invested into it, but yeah, I really enjoy it.
Hey, it's good music. The good music ages well normally.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's why I just really appreciate like how much like creativity is in the music from the '80s. I
What?
think there's a lot. Yep. Carry on.
Oh, do what?
Yeah, carry on. Sorry, I interrupted.
Oh, you're fine. I was just gonna ask how you got into Minecraft.
Oh, I played in alpha. I played like I was in a dormitory, and someone had like a like dodgy copy of Minecraft before it even existed as like an official product. And like it's not even piracy because it wasn't something for sale yet.
Yeah.
So it was like an alpha release, and like my friend and I were supposed to be studying for like exams and stuff for school, and instead of doing that, we were playing Minecraft, and it was like it's just something to take our mind off of the stress
Yeah.
when we were studying, and then it was a very limited game. It was kind of just like resource collection with a pickaxe, and that was pretty much it.
Right.
And then I had a brief stint in it was 1.7, I believe. I played a little bit, and then in 1.13, I played for about 2 months, just like casually kill the dragon, and then move on. I only really got interested in it because of like the whole PewDiePie resurgence thing.
Yeah. Yeah. When PewDiePie picked it back up.
Yeah, like I'm not even I don't watch PewDiePie. Like it was actually my first time watching PewDiePie like properly as well, and I was kind of in like a little bit of nostalgia. Like there's the only reason why I watched because I played Minecraft when it was an alpha, and I felt like nostalgic towards the game. So I was like, oh cool, maybe I'll just watch the series, and it kind of made me want to play again.
Yeah.
Because I'm a very technically minded person, I think I immediately fast tracked myself towards making complex stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so for anyone unaware, could you explain what a technical Minecraft server is?
So like if I had to explain a technical Minecraft server to someone, I'd say like it's about upping the scale of everything you do. Like you need wood in Minecraft, right? It's like one of the most like core resources. Like you can't play the game without a bit of wood. So the typical player would go out there and mine a few blocks of wood with whatever pickaxe they have, with whatever axe they have.
Mhm.
On a technical Minecraft server, we just up the ante. We try find the best way to mine wood, like enough to sustain us for a lifetime as opposed to a couple of minutes. That's my way of thinking about it. Like we just up the ante. We try push the game on every resource level, like as far as we can.
Push the limits, finding a way to automate it as much as possible.
Yeah, like automation, like scale of like what you can do. I also think one of the big things is that we have this pooled workforce in technical Minecraft. It's like it's one of the like very few places where I think something like communism can work. Like, I think it's because of the scale and how you can control it to a certain extent a lot easier than maybe you could do in actual politics.
Yeah, yeah.
I think the main thing is that you can just achieve so much more when you work together with other people. Like I think anyone who's played a single player world, like I know you have, you'll appreciate the fact that like these projects with a lot more hands is a lot more possible. Like, it requires so much more effort to make something completely by yourself.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's one of the biggest things for technical Minecraft, and the one of the differences that between that and like an SMP, because they'll have like an economy or like a shopping district and stuff, and so everyone kind of does their own thing. But with a technical server, it's a lot more likely everyone is working on projects together, like you said, and pulling resources, and it's much easier
And
to get
also
things done.
knowledge. Like you get a lot of specialization in the technical Minecraft. The further you like, the better you get, the more you realize like you kind of have to specialize in something to have the time to grasp it. You typically find like Minecraft. Like I think Yo Mango made a video that sums it up pretty well with like the types of technical players that you get.
Yeah, it was like 20 something different technical Minecraft players.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And like obviously it doesn't cater for maybe all instances of every player, but I think it pretty much sums up how people are in general.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, because you get all different walks of life from people that like looking at the code or people that like digging, and some might not think that's technical, but it's part of the technical process. Because
Yeah, I think like we've got our own ethos and own like code of ethics that comes with being a technical player, like with what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. A lot of us have like different viewpoints on how you should play the game. Like you get like the purists, like your prototechs and your Dougs, even bismuths to a certain extent, who they have a very specific way of playing, and then you get the people like Hecate, when they honestly like throw mods at the game until you enjoy playing it.
hmm yeah, there's those like curious you were talking about that are really adamant how vanilla the server is and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean like us at least on Melon, we never like claimed to be like a purist server at any point. Like for us, it doesn't matter to us. It's like if we're enjoying playing the way we do, and we all voted to play the way we do, then that's all that matters. If we're enjoying playing,
For sure.
and it's in the spirit of what we want to play with, then that's okay.
If you're going to join the server and spend your free time doing it, it's important to enjoy it.
Yeah, I think that's one of the big things, is right. At least I was under the impression that maybe the technical community, because they're so passionate about it, were maybe a little bit too serious about the game.
Right. Yeah.
And I think maybe they removed themselves from the fact that they're supposed to be having fun.
Yeah, it's easy to get caught up and take it too seriously and treat it as more of a job than.
Yeah, and for me at least, I mean, some of these people, I mean, our technical community is quite young in general, I believe. I mean, I think the average age on the server is probably about 17, which is still quite young in my eyes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I think a lot of people, I think once you've like worked a bit and you realize that this is your leisure, as opposed to maybe something that you've got a lot more time to do. Like, if you work a full-time job, you'll understand. I'm sure you do. So you'll understand what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
Like this is my leisure activity. So at the end
For
of the
sure.
day, I can't take it too seriously.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, tell me about how you started MelonCraft.
So we started MelonTech. I started it like I was basically playing on Hammer. I was first a Hammer member, and then I was playing on Ambition at the same time. I applied to both places at the same time. Ambition Craft, I think you know them. 58 and
Yeah.
yeah. A lot of people don't know them because they're a private Discord, but pretty epic server overall.
I didn't realize I also called it MelonCraft instead of MelonTech. My bad.
Oh no, that's okay. No, that's okay. It's okay. This is the name. So like I was playing on both of the servers at the time. On Hammer in particular, I just wasn't getting the feeling like I was going to enjoy playing there. It's not a slight at anyone from Hammer. It just wasn't the place for me. I think I was maybe too new to the game at the time, and a lot of the things that they knew, I kind of wanted to discover for myself without someone telling me. I kind of wanted to go through the process myself. And I felt like I could do that a lot better on Ambition. But then disaster struck at Ambition, and I literally couldn't connect to the server for like 2 months.
Oh wow.
There was an underwater cable break that affected certain regions of Europe, and the server was hosted in Europe. I just couldn't join. In that time, I had the itch to play because now, like, I'm now starting to like absorb all the like technical Minecraft knowledge one can possibly absorb. So I was left with a dilemma, like, what do I do? Like, I don't want to stop playing, and I don't want to play single player. So then I decided to host a new server, and I thought I'd start with something small, maybe get like a handful of players to join, and then just like start a small like kind of casual world, and then things escalated from there.
So you started MelonTech as a means to keep playing technical Minecraft, but you didn't want to play solo.
I felt like the whole vibe that I had Ambition was very good, and I was feeling kind of left out that I couldn't do that, and there was no, I mean, the whole cable thing. I mean, we were already like 2 weeks in, and there was like the progress on the maps with regards to repairing the cables was like it's going to take another 2-3 months.
Oh wow.
So at that point, like I basically couldn't play on Ambition anymore. So I was forced into like either I join another server that's US based, or I start something myself. So I thought like it would be kind of fun to explore the technical aspects of the game with a new server, like learn as we go. And and then I think from the original batch, because we got a lot of random people. I'm sure, like I think you were part of Ingenium, right? Starting Ingenium.
Yeah.
I'm sure from the beginning, like you get a lot of random people in the beginning because no one knows who you are, and like generally the quality of people you get like right off the bat is quite poor. So like it's par for the course. Like you're gonna get like 1 out of like 10 people in the very first period that will probably stick with the server or be someone you want to stick with the server. So like I think it helped that I knew 1 or 2 people from Hammer, and I started to get in touch with the technical community before I started the server. So like I joined all the tech discords like Hecate, Hypnos. Like I think those are the first 2 that I joined off the bat. So I think from there, Melon got off to a good start because we had a lot of positive a lot of positivity from the technical community about starting the server. Like a lot of people willing to help us, point us in the right direction, recommend beginner players to come and join us.
Well, that's cool. So, and you just kind of grew from there.
Yeah, I mean, we still joke to this day that we're supposed to have 10 members at most. We're nearly 50 at the moment.
Holy cow! Wow.
Yeah. So we're nearly 50, and then like the Discord's like I think nearly 500 now.
Wow. Dang, that's a.
And like considering like this our intention, that wasn't really our intention. You know? I'm not complaining. I'm just saying like
Yeah.
it's not like it was ever like we wanted to make this next big server or we wanted to become something big. We like seriously planned on not having more than 10 members. We were like quite set in our ways in the beginning. Like we're not going to allow like more than 10 people. We're just going to close applications after that.
But if you build it, they will come.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the principle of like us enjoying ourselves while we play, I think, and the vibe that we created, especially the initial members that stuck with us in the beginning, like for the first week or so, one or two people started to stick. I think the vibe that they created allowed us to become something a lot bigger than I ever hoped for.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, if you make it important to have a decent community, then decent people will join.
Yeah,
and then it can only
I
grow
think
from
one
there.
of the things, like, I had this impression that I didn't really like the way that a lot of people in the technical community behaved. I thought that they were being like close-minded. I thought that they were not particularly like they weren't being a positive influence on the community. So my idea was to make a place where people could like play on a beginner level without having to feel like they were like getting watched.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the core things because I myself was pretty much beginner. Like I got into Hammer, but like what people don't remember is that Hammer back in the day was a beginner server. Hammer was never like the whole concept of Hammer wasn't to be a place where all the best minds come together and recruit the top people, which I think it became at some point, which is not a problem with, but it's like I think a lot of people forget that why they started their service and what their ethos is.
Yeah, I get that for sure. I'm still not to this day. I don't think I would consider myself a really good technical player. I think I would consider myself a technical player because the range of a Minecraft technical player is pretty wide. If it depends who you ask and what you're considering.
I'm definitely in the same boat. Like I think it all comes down to your play style, right? And also the thing is your time investment. If you have a day job, I work 6 days a week and I work long shifts, and I don't really have much option to work less. Like it's not really an option for me. So like I have to adopt a play style that would work for me. It means that I can't like hyper focus on things like maybe some other people can.
Yeah.
So like I'm definitely don't consider myself like a very good technical player. I'm definitely on the average to poor level. I think the only thing that I've got going for myself is that I have a lot of mechanic knowledge. Like I research mechanics. It's my favorite topic.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, that actually leads pretty good into my next question, which is what do you personally like doing most in Tech MC?
I actually started as like a tree farmer. Like trees is like my nemesis. It started in playing Casual Worlds, and it was extremely frustrating. Like that I never had wood, and I hated using an axe because you couldn't do any instant mining or anything like that.
Yeah.
With an axe, and it was like my first redstone contraption was a shitty tree farm, like mumbo jumbo style one.
Yeah.
Like just pistons and redstone and a bit of dispensers and a TNT duper on the end that didn't have that was lossing half its logs, but that was okay. And then like it kind of started a rabbit hole because then you need bone meal. And I'm like, how do I get bone meal? And then like it goes from there, as you know. Like I think that's how I started, and I still to this day. Like, if I had more time, I'd probably work on my 2x2 spruce tree farm again.
Oh, okay. So you like that sort of the mechanics of like tree farming and stuff?
Yeah, tree farming is the most interesting for me. Even though I haven't made anything noteworthy, it's still the mechanics that I find the most interesting.
What are you most proud of accomplishing on MelonTech so far?
I think for us, it's probably like we have a lot of like really quick stuff. Like a lot of our stuff is like very big scale. Like Like our gold farm, for example, is like 1.6 or 1.7 million drops per hour, and like we kind of go overboard. I think that's the one thing. Like despite being like this technic-casual server initially, everything we design is over-engineered.
Yeah.
It's just actually it's quite funny because it can be like a double-edged sword because we'll keep wanting to improve something before we build it. Like we keep redesigning our stuff. Like our binary storage is on like version 12, I think. Like I don't work on that, but like it's just an example of like kind of what we've got in the habit of doing. Like we'll keep working on something until we're absolutely sure we can't push it further.
Yeah. So you have a binary storage built
So
or?
we have like 8 working versions.
Oh wow. Holy cow.
Like I think a lot of them would be suitable. Like overall, like you could
Yeah.
use them. They're definitely usable. They're not without fault. Like that's why we keep redesigning them.
Yeah.
Like usually we feel like something is just not right. Like just recently we published our whole slice. What should I say? I didn't even work on the thing, but yeah, the server published the whole slice, and then we like after using we built a temp storage with the same whole layout, like on our actual SMP, just until we finished with the binary. We were using the same layout because we figured like we're gonna not double up on work. We're gonna like accumulate, collect all the items, test the layout out, use some of the small pieces that we're going to use in the binary storage in our temp storage. And we immediately noticed that our layout kind of sucks.
Oh, okay.
Just as an example, like the one thing we didn't account for that you can only really feel in survival is that your ability to see the like item frames and block display on the top row is a bit obscured. So it makes it a bit uncomfortable to like crane your neck every time you want to see.
Uh.
So now we've just done a whole redesign because of it.
So the UI and stuff like that.
Yeah, like I feel like sometimes you have to build something on an SMP before you realize its faults.
Yeah.
Like you can test something, you can bug test something, but like usability sometimes only comes with time.
Yeah, that's true. What are some of the goals you have for the future of the server?
I think for me, like one of the we have this habit of like starting new projects before we finish other ones. So I think for me, it would just be to finish off our current project. They
Oh,
all
yeah.
like quite impressive in their own right. So if we just finish those, then I feel like we'd be on a very good place on the server.
So basically, finish your current projects you have.
Yeah, like I don't feel like we're lacking in like some of the research department, or
Yeah.
you know, or like we need to do more of that. I feel like for us, it's just if we could just finish off some of our bigger projects, we'd be a lot more excited about the server in general. Like we've been apprehensive to do a tour because of it, like because we have a lot of cool things, but like there's all subtle things that are incomplete about them.
Yeah. Well, if you wanted to encourage someone to get into technical Minecraft, what would you say to them?
I think one of the things is like I would say like start just watching some of the YouTube content out there. To be honest, I feel like that's the best step. Like it depends on what you want to be as a technical player, right? Because there's so many styles in how you can play. I mean, we have people on Melon that are just pure grinders. Like, that's what they want to do,
Yeah.
and it's quite weird. Like, because you get someone like I name him specifically, but like Jandre has the ability to get 10 times more work done than anyone else in the same amount of time. Yeah, sure, he's not going to make a 3D bedrock breaker, but his ability, like his own talent with regards to like being a grinder, and people think that you can't be a talented grinder. Like, I'd like to point them out with some other people that I beg to differ.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're motivated to complete tasks and get work done, that's a
Yeah,
that's a big factor in getting into Tech MC.
yeah. I think one of the big things is like also be open to criticism. Like,
Yeah.
don't take it personally. I think some people struggle with that. Like, don't be afraid to release your stuff with its flaws, because someone might be able to point you in the right direction.
Yeah. And learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I just think that there's a lot of content. I mean, like I always say that Ilmango is the gateway drug to Tech MC, and it's kind of true because like most people start off on something like Hermitcraft. They like Minecraft. They
Yeah.
watch a bit of Mumbo Jumbo, or they watch one of the other Hermitcrafters, and then they watch a video, and then they see that they credit someone like Ilmango. And then if you get caught on that train, yeah, we all know where that train ends.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
mean, huge props to Ilmango for making Tech MC accessible to people that otherwise wouldn't even know it exists.
Yeah, it's like Hermitcraft and all that too. They got El Mango. onto their server or whatever, or they included some of the SciCraft members in some of their episodes, so people were interested. Like, what in the world
Yeah.
is are those? What is SciCraft? And they got interested in that, and that'll explode.
So like one of the first things I discovered was the thing that actually got me hooked on Minecraft, like actually sealed the deal, was a video by a guy called Redstoner Hungry. And this is gonna sound quite arbitrary, but he made a video about a spruce tree farm in, I think it was 1.8. And it is just a work of art. I still get like goosebumps thinking about that tree farm, and I still think about like how pioneering someone has to be to make something like that.
So it was a spruce tree farm in 1.8.
Yeah, and it was 320,000 logs per hour,
Oh my god, that's pretty
and like
impressive.
just the wiring and the whole setup and like just the scale of this thing. That was like when I realized like, oh my god, this game's amazing. Look what you can do. Like what?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I've been killing the dragon and like making shitty like TNT like farms, and then this guy's made this thing like a couple of years ago. That's absolutely incredible.
yeah, yeah. Like seeing the industrial possibilities of Minecraft is definitely what got me hooked into it too.
So like I've asked this question to other people before. So like I recently got a new member onto the server. Her name is Intricate. But she makes a lot of like TNT based things, like cannons and stuff, but like for modern versions. Like she's worked on pill cannons and player transport systems. Everything's about like player transport.
Yeah.
And she got hooked on technical Minecraft because of XCOM and the FTL video.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's really
the
cool.
original. Yeah, and I mean, it's kind of shocking to think that she's only 15 and she can make some of the things she makes.
Yeah, it's seriously like a feat of innovation. The things that people can do in Tech MC.
Yeah, like we recently like were playing around with like player cannons, right? Because obviously chunk loading's gone in 1.16, so or any like modern version, anything above 1.14, chunk loading's kind of like gone. Like remote chunk loading, at least in a fast manner,
Yeah.
you can't really do it. Like pill cannons work perfectly fine in 1.16. That's not the problem. It's the chunk loading.
Yeah.
Uh, that's the big problem. And we've recently been experimenting with the elytra-based cannons, and it it's just kind of fun because like I always thought like some of the options in 1.16 were gone. I just think people haven't explored them properly.
Yeah. Yeah. That's one of the good things about new versions is that there's always like room for new things to be invented or discovered.
Yeah. Like for me, like also I think with like restrictions in general, like 1.12 has got a lot more features that you can do, like a lot more exploits, should I say, that you can make use of, like bedrock breaking and stuff. But I feel like with the added challenge of what 1.16 can present in terms of like the extreme technical side, I feel like it breeds innovation instead of like altering.
Yeah.
Instead of like yeah, like I was just thinking like the desktop 3D bedrock breaker,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think for the first time, like bedrock breaking on a large scale is actually feasible.
Yeah, some of the stuff with the that I've seen desktop put out is insane, like with the bedrock breaking.
And I hope it's just the start. Like I heard that he's working on a new one, for example. I'm very interested to see like what comes out of the community in general.
Yeah.
Like a lot of props to the people from Mechanist because they were the butt of every joke at one point. They started on a bucket server, for example,
Oh, that's right. Yeah. 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 I
and
remember.
like people used to laugh at them, and I don't think they're laughing anymore.
Yeah.
So that person, it's because I clashed the case of like that person that you laugh at today could be your boss tomorrow. I'm sure you've heard that phrase before,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and it's quite funny because I always thought of like our server as friends with them, like because we were also like a beginner server. We just started a bit after them,
Hmm.
and it's kind of funny how the times have changed. Like a lot of the like I would say like smarter technical minds are now from like some of these servers now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of insane stuff that's been published from like smaller technical Minecraft servers, then
And I mean, there's
then
still some stuff that's like unpublished in some of these tech servers. Like I've seen like leaked stuff in other people's servers that they've shown me. Like, and I can say there's still some things coming that people haven't seen yet.
that's awesome. Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, that's. I think that's what keeps me like going in technical Minecraft. Is I think that we're still nowhere near done. Like, not everything's discovered.
Yeah, well, that's also kind of what I'm trying to do with this semi sort of podcast series is to shine more light on the technical Minecraft community as a whole, because it's a lot bigger than people think, and there's a lot more servers.
Yeah, it would
That,
be nice if people didn't think of like technical Minecraft as only Psycraft.
yep, that's mostly what people think. You know, Psycraft or there's another big one,
Proto.
Prototech. Yeah,
Mm.
because of Ray's is a pretty big YouTuber,
Yeah.
content creator, but yeah, they think of those two and they think that's basically it, and all the other ones aren't as far
Yeah.
ahead. But
I mean, this is not me taking away from Psycraft. The stuff they do is incredible. Psycraft will always remain legends among the technical community. It's just like they're not the end of it. They're not where it ends and starts.
for sure. Yeah.
I think that's the only thing. Like, there's lots of places where you could join as a beginner player and get into technical Minecraft. Have a really good time.
Yeah, it's like opening the door to a huge building that's got so much
And
more in it
I
than you
think
thought.
if one beginner player is watching this and they're apprehensive about joining a server, I urge them to change their mind.
Yeah.
Purely from the sake of we're a lot more accepting than you think.
Hmm.
We're a lot younger than you think, the community in general, and you'll find a place for yourself, and you'll get a lot more out of joining the technical community in general than playing by yourself. I
Yeah.
mean, I've had some extremely talented members on our server that I had to recruit because they were too shy to join a tech server, or they were too they like one of the members that like I invited, like they didn't even know that we would even be interested in having them,
Yeah,
even though that they've been hanging out with us.
there's a lot of hesitant people out there that think that they have to have some kind of crazy thing to show off to be part of the community or to be
I
part of
mean,
the server.
there are servers that are like that. There are a lot of servers that are a lot more strict on the entry, but I mean, there's so many choices in server that you want. If you one day want to join that server, you could easily get your way there.
Yeah.
If you're hell bent on joining a specific server, there's always a way in.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's all the questions I got, man. Do you have anything you want to end with?
I don't think there's anything particular. I think the only thing that I was saying is like, I think if you're interested in technical Minecraft and you want to know about some technical servers, I think I think the best place to go is probably Hekate's server list because that thing is expansive.
Yeah.
I think it has every tech server in Minecraft, and then you'll realize how large it really is.
Yeah. Yeah, if there's anything people get from this is that there are definitely a lot more servers technical there's a lot more to technical Minecraft than just Sackcraft, and there's a lot more to just Minecraft in general than that you see on YouTube and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't have to kill the dragon and quit.
Yeah. There's a lot more.
Don't do like all my friends when I started my first server. Don't just quit after you killed the dragon.
Yeah.
Because that's when the game starts, not when it ends.
Yep, that's the truth. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, man. Yeah, thanks for taking the time to talk to me.
You're very welcome.